بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأصلي وأسلم على النبي الخاتم صلى الله عليه وسلم. All praise due to Allah. We praise Him and we witness that there is no God worthy of being worshipped except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His slave and messenger. So inshallah tomorrow is Arafah. Tomorrow is Arafah, Waqfat Arafah, and it is a Saturday. Fasting, alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah. Fasting on Saturday only is not favorable. You know, in Islamic Sharia, we have something called mustahab. This is liked by the Prophet ﷺ. We have something called muharram or haram, prohibited. We have something called makruh, something that is hated, something the Prophet ﷺ doesn't like us to do it, but it is permissible, which means you can do it. Fasting only on Saturday is hated, it is makruh, because on that day the Jews usually fast, and there is an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that we do things in a manner which are not similar to those of the people of the scripture. We do not imitate people of the scripture, the Christians and the Jews. So for example, the Jews fast on Saturday and they consider Saturday to be a sacred day. Even fishing, they cannot fish on Saturday. They do not work on Saturday. That's why it is not favorable for us to fast on Saturday. But in Sahih Hadith, the Prophet ﷺ spoke about the fasting of the Prophet David, Dawood. What was the tradition of Dawood? He used to fast one day and break his fast the other day. So Dawood used to fast every other day. So Saturday he will be having breakfast, Sunday he will be fasting, Monday he will be having breakfast, Tuesday he will be fasting, and so on, every other day. If you fast every other day, it is inevitable that you will be fasting on Saturdays sometimes. So it is permissible that we fast a Saturday like tomorrow. But if you do not fast throughout the whole week and you only fast on Saturday, this is hated. It is not liked by the Prophet ﷺ. Hope that it's clear. So tomorrow inshallah will be Saturday and it will be Arafah. The Prophet ﷺ said, أحتسب على الله أن يكفر سنة قبله وسنة بعده. That the Prophet ﷺ prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this day will forgive the sins of the former year and the following year. So 2 years in fasting one day, which is a great reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we do not miss that day. Al-Eid prayers will be 5:20. 5:20. It is recommended, highly recommended, that on Eid day you wash, you put on your best clothes, okay? You wear perfumes, and you go to a masjid or the place of the prayer, throw away, and you go back through another way. The thing is that everything on earth witness your journey to a masjid through this way, and you coming back through that way. And even women should witness the prayer of Al-Eid. Even women who cannot pray due to the period, the circumstances that they have every month, they can go but they cannot pray. But they have to go to witness the greatness of Muslims and the greatness of our deen. But before we come to Al-Eid, what about Al-Dhabh, the sacrifice? This sacrifice dates back to Ibrahim, our grand ancestor. He was Khalil. Khalil means friend. But English does not express the meaning of Khalil in a way which is even close to Arabic. Because in Arabic we have Sadiq, means friend. Khalil means friend. But Khalil could be very close to your best friend, the closest of friends, the truest of friends. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-mar'u ala dini khalilih, falyanzur ahadukum man yukhalil." A person will follow the religion of his friend. So look at your friends. Do not befriend anyone. If you have a friend, you will follow his religion, his way of life, his style of life, and so on. So Ibrahim was Khalil al-Rahman, the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at that rank, Ibrahim should only love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him a special test. He ordered him to slaughter his own son. And Ibrahim obeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Although it was in a dream. But the dreams of prophets are not like our dreams. When this dream comes to a prophet once, twice, 3 times, it's an order, it's a kind of revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he told his son Ismail, "Ya bunayya inni ara fil manami anni adbahuk, fanzur madha tara." Oh son, I see in my dream that I slaughter you. What do you see? What are you going to do? He said, "Ya abati if'al ma tu'mar, satajiduni insha Allah min as-sabirin." Oh father, do as you are ordered. You will find me patient. I will never disobey you. And when Ibrahim started to slaughter his own son, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him an alternative. He sent him that kabsh, a big sheep, okay? And it started to be sunnah of Muslims to slaughter animals, which is another blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during this time, during Eid. A cow, a buffalo, a camel will be sufficient for 7 families. Regardless of the number, even if one family consists of 100 people, no problem. So one of those animals, a camel, a buffalo, or a cow, will be sufficient for 7 families. We are not allowed to kill very young animals. So there is a certain age for sheep, a certain age for goats, and so on. So a goat should never be less than 6 months. Okay, no less than 6 months.
1 year.
1 year. I'm not sure.
2 years.
2 years for a
Camel,
sheep.
5 years.
I'm speaking about a goat. So there is a certain age for each animal that you cannot sacrifice until this animal reaches that age. It should be defect free. So a blind animal is not permissible to be slaughtered as udhiyah, as a sacrifice. Because in Allah, طيب لا يقبل إلا طيبا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not accept bad things. So if you are going to offer a qurban or a sacrifice to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you should use or you should select your best option and present it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot donate the fur of the animal, or sorry, you cannot sell it. You cannot sell it, or you cannot give it to the butcher as his fee. You are asking him to come and slaughter the animal and cut it into pieces and so on. And his fee or his pay will be the fur of the animal. This is not permissible. You cannot sell it. It will be into three parts. A third you should eat. It is sunnah that you eat from that meat. A third will be as gifts for friends and family, and the third part will go to al-fuqara, poor people, and للسبيل. It is sunnah that you slaughter the animal yourself, if you can. The blade should be very sharp. You should never sharpen that blade in front of the animal. And it is not sunnah that you kill one animal in front of another. There is, we have Islamic traditions that you should rest the animal and you should not use a blunt blade. The blade needs to be very sharp so as to make the task very easy for the animal. You should say Bismillah, Allahumma inna hada an fulan wa ali fulan. This is for me, for example, and my family. But you should say Bismillah. And here, some people added Allahu Akbar, but the sunnah is Bismillah. Okay? In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some people take it very lightly, and that's a warning. So during Eid, they will bring any butcher and they will ask him to kill his animal and to cut it. And in some cases, it was found that those butchers were not Muslims. They belonged to other religions. So you have to be careful, because that thing you are offering on your behalf and your family's behalf to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you should be very careful to select the person, make sure he's a Muslim, or you do it yourself. Of course, on the day of Arafah, it is very recommended that you make dua. The best investment recommended for the day of Arafah is that you spend as much time as you can in masjid, because this day is the day of the big reward. So if you can spend most of your time in masjid, reciting Quran, making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will be perfect. It is also sunnah that you spend money on your family without exaggeration. إن المبذرين كانوا إخوان الشياطين. People who are spendthrifts are brothers to shayateen. So don't do it. You give them money, and it is not permissible to fast during Eid days, because these days are days of eating, drinking, and enjoyment of the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, a pilgrim can fast during Hajj days, but we are not pilgrims. Okay, so it is not permissible for us to fast during those days. But a Hajj who does not have the ability to offer a cow or a sheep or Hajj, we call it Hajj, he can fast during the days of Hajj, but not for us. Hopefully we covered the topic. Yes.
You said you cannot fast during Hajj? During which days?
It is not, the Prophet ﷺ said those days are for eating, okay? It is prohibited to fast during the 3 days of Tashriq. We call them the 3 days of Tashriq, okay? Tomorrow will be Arafah, okay? And then the first day of Eid. You cannot fast during Eid and during the following 2 days.
3 days.
Okay, 3 days.
Total 4.
No, but Hajis can fast
First
on
day
that.
Eid and then 3 days of Tashriq. Total 4 days.
Total 4.
It is also sunnah that you do sacrifice during those 4 days, by day or night. It is favorable to do it by day, but it is permissible to do it by day or night. So it is prohibited for us to fast during Eid days. Let's call them Eid days. The first day we call it Eid day or Yawm al-Hajj, Yawm al-Hajj al-Akbar, and the following 3 days we call it Tashriq days. 3 أيام تشريق. Okay, so total of 4 days.
What is the closest word in English for Sha'id?
For
Sha'id Allah.
شعائر, rituals.
Ritual.
It's a ritual. اللهم اغفر ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم ارفع مقتك وغضبك عنا. اللهم انك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم انك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم انك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. واخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خير.